Hello folks, this is the second episode of Budget Knives. This one we're going to be doing a Ganzo folder. This is the G7392P folder in orange G10. I've been using this knife as my EDC for about a month now. Slides out of my pocket nicely, has an access folder, an access lock, and folds up nicely back in the pocket, doesn't move around, and I like the orange color. So I was always saying I like the orange scales. I don't want to lose anything. I do bring this to the woods in my pocket and I carry it every day. The orange is not a subdued color. I'm not trying to be tactical or anything by any means. I want to find my knife. I want it to be aware that I am wearing a knife as well. I'm not trying to conceal this one bit. So it's a Ganzo knife. It's from GearBest from China. Has an access lock. It has some jimping here, which in all honesty, I never hold mine. Who holds their knife like this? What are you gonna do like this? I'm making curls and stuff, you're holding it here, cutting paper open, I don't know. I don't really have a use for jimping. I know some people like them, whatever. It's a soft little jimping, doesn't cut into your hand at all. Gives your thumb a place to go if you are using your knife that way for some reason, I don't know. We've got textured scales. Textured G10. I thought for a little bit maybe it would be too much. It's not. It's pretty comfortable. I like it. I don't like this super pointy start to the blade. It feels like it's going to stab me, especially when I want to use my knife up here making curls, because I do legitimately hold my knife like that. Back up, Emmy. Back up, Emmy. But that's no big deal. I tried to find a use for it, like making some tracker curls or puncturing something, but I really haven't found a use for it. Maybe as a can opener if you're in a pinch, but I really don't know. I do like the blade shape. It lends itself to a lot of uses. I actually broke the very tip off, but it wasn't in any kind of normal use. I was trying to break into my window in my house, and it was like a super thick metal, and I broke the very tip off, but it was abuse. I shouldn't have been doing it. And for all the other intents and purposes, when I was doing that, I should have gouged it up here and stuff, and it's totally fine, the edge. So I'm really actually impressed with that. I don't care that the very tip broke off at all. So you can see now how I'm opening it. It's got these two thumb ramps, or whatever you want to call them, screws, so that you can do it on either side, ambidextrous. I normally just flick it up like that. You can also do the old flick out. And then for closing, it's super easy. This access lock makes it nice and easy. I've not had an access lock knife before, so I don't really know to compare it against higher quality ones, but I have heard that these ones are a bit sticky, hard to work, but in all honesty, I'm just using one thumb to get it, and it works fine for me. So maybe I'm not spoiled with a nice knife already, that's why I like it, but it is totally fine in my opinion. To close it, I'm just releasing that access lock, flicking my wrist down, it's closed. It's nice and smooth. I don't feel like I'm trying too hard or anything. I have no play back and forth like this, and I have no play up and down, which is good. This is from the same place that you order from, GearBest. It's the same people that you're getting the SEMA knife from, the first knife I did on the Budget Knives video. And now I got a lot of comments saying that their knife still hasn't come in. It's been 2 months. They ordered that SEMA knife from GearBest. It hasn't come in. And I've also had some complaints about the sheaths not fitting right. So keep this in mind. I contacted GearBest because of this, and they wanted to know the feedback on my viewers who bought the knife, and I told them. I said a lot of them. Sorry about that, a little phone call. I did talk to them and told them that there was problems with the sheaths, and then there was also problems with people getting it in time or having a ridiculous amount of time to wait for their knife. So they said the reason that the knives have been taking a long time is because I put up that video and they got sold out right away. Regardless, that is not the consumer's fault. That is not something the consumer needs to worry about. They need to let you know if there's going to be a delay in ordering this knife, and I told them that. So hopefully that will be changed. Also, the sheath issue, I don't think quality control is there because they're pumping them out in mass amounts. So it might be something you just have to take a gamble on. And that said, maybe this knife, if you get this knife, it does have a little bit of play this way, or the lock doesn't work as good, it sticks, something. These are all things that you have to take into consideration before you decide you're going to buy something like this. That said, I do like this knife. I wanted a folder that I didn't have to pay $100 for. because I do use this knife inappropriately. I try and pry things that aren't like metal, you know what I mean? I open packages. This knife is not a woods knife for me. This knife is more of a everyday carry. I'm literally doing everything with this knife. I'm beating it up, and so I'm cool with it. I did pry into my window, like I said, and I broke the tip off, the very tip. Doesn't affect it at all, and I was mistreating this knife. I should not have been doing it. I'm totally cool with it. I like this knife, and I think it's worth 15 bucks. It's on sale until June 30th for $15.99. Normally it's $21.99 or something like that. 16 bucks, 22 bucks for this knife. You're laughing. Like I said, if you break it, you got another one, whatever. Something to think about. I like this knife. Yeah, if you're looking for it, I'll put the link in the description. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.